Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Getting into today's top stories, beginning after winter break, Mount Pleasant Community School District will welcome a school resource officer in partnership with the City Police Department. Having an individual dedicated to serve our schools will be a great benefit, Superintendent John Hendrickson said. If we have a situation in the school at a moment's notice, we can notify the resource officer and they could engage because their focus is solely the school district. According to Hendrickson, the school board sees this as an opportunity for the district to continue to strengthen an already well-established relationship with local law enforcement. The school and the police department selected Officer Brad Gillis to begin January 3rd. There are still many details to be hashed out between the school and police department, such as where Gillis' office will be located, what his schedule will look like, and other specifics. School officials said they're noticing more full classrooms than this time last year at the Washington School District, with attendance percentages up from the 2021-22 school year at every grade level. The math works out to an average of 42 more students in the buildings every day, according to Superintendent Willie Stone, with a district-wide average attendance up by 2.67%. Most of that is at the high school level, where the percentage has increased by 4.38%. Stone credited the improvements to a growing effort by educators to build rapport with their students. The changes come in the district's second year of the Capturing Kids' Hearts initiative, which explicitly trains teachers in the buildings those connections. The high school started the year with a goal of reaching 95% average attendance. The building currently sits at 93.65%. Just shy of that goal, but still showing improvement from the last year's below 90 mark. Washington High School Dean of Students Alex Kloffenstein agreed that a social, emotional focus was the cause of rebounding attendance. The school official also said students' families had stepped up to the plate. The building still hopes to meet its 95% goal by the school year's end. Kloffenstein said it would do so by keeping kids excited to be at school. Washington School District officials said they were working on getting a new therapy dog for Lincoln Elementary, as the four-legged staff member, a dog named Coral, plans to retire. The school board's vote of approval Tuesday night was unanimous, in line with several votes for dogs at other buildings earlier this year. The district plans to keep one therapy dog at each school. The new dog is expected to start later this school year. Stone said Coral continued to help out at Lincoln occasionally in the interim. Every once in a while, Teresa will take her to the high school. She's retired, but she subs every once in a while. A Mount Pleasant student is making her mark at the University of Iowa. Aline Tiangmani, a first-year medical student, says she has always been interested in a career in medicine. Her parents immigrated from Laos and raised Tiangmani and her younger sister in Mount Pleasant. Tiangmani's father had health problems when she was growing up, and she stepped in to help support her family as they navigated the complexities of the healthcare system in their new home. Her reasons for choosing the Carver College of Medicine were largely practical. The affordability of in-state tuition, low cost of living, and proximity to her family were all pluses. But during the admission interview process, she found the college to be an unexpected outlier in other ways. I really felt like the faculty had my best interest in mind, Tiangmani said. Even just on interview day, they made me feel like I was a valuable asset, like my differences made me unique and meant that I had something to offer. They made me feel like I had a seat at the table. During her undergrad at Stanford, she was part of a group for students who came from first-generation and low-income backgrounds like her own. She was pleased to learn during orientation week that the Carver College of Medicine also had a group for this student population. Tiangmani now serves on the First Generation and Low Income in Medicine Association at the University of Iowa, where she is the Advocacy Involvement Director. The group offers a networking opportunity to students of similar backgrounds, first-generation college attendees from immigrant families. We're going to take a brief break, and we come back about the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have the weather coming up, but first obituaries. Gene Davis of Fairfield passed away on November 13th at the age of 98. A celebration of life will be held from 2 to 5 p.m. November 19th at the Fairfield Golf and Country Club. Cranston Family Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. June Miller of Keota passed away on November 11th at the age of 94. Funeral services will be held at 10:30 a.m. November 18th at the United Church of Faith in Keota. Powell Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Matthew Scott Merrill of Fairfield passed away on November 12th at the age of 44. Funeral services will be at 8 p.m. November 17th at Benner Funeral Home. That was obituaries. It is now time for the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Areola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community. We woke up to our first snow today and the flurries have continued. For tomorrow, there is a 45% chance of the snow continuing, along with a high of 32 and a low of 18. On Thursday, the snow will stop, but it will be cloudy with a high of 28, along with winds at 17 miles an hour. On Friday, the sun will poke out from behind the clouds and the high will be 21. The winds will calm down a bit, but still reach up to 14 miles an hour. The winds will pick back up on Saturday and it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 25. 2 more local athletes have announced where they'll be continuing their athletic careers. More on that after the break. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
Blaze Porter and Cade Benjamin are 2 names that have cemented a sports legacy at New London High School. Both have now announced where their athletic excellence will take them beyond the high school courts and tracks of New London. Porter and Benjamin both took to social media to make their college choices known last week. Porter, one of the craftiest guards in the state, ends his recruitment talk with a verbal commitment to continue his basketball career at Truman State University, an NCAA Division II school in Kirksville, Missouri. As for Benjamin, the reigning Class 1A high jump state champion, will continue his jumping career down south, competing for the Cowboys of Oklahoma State, while also focusing on his business education. Benjamin will look to defend his state title this season, while also helping New London get back into the state team title conversation as well. Iowa high school girls basketball is nearly upon us. Teams from around the Union area are already practicing and working on their game. The Highland and Washington girls basketball teams are just two of those teams. Both teams competed in a scrimmage on Saturday morning, which was hosted by the Huskies, to get some game experience with teammates and move up and down the court. Competing alongside Washington and Highland was Tipton. The scrimmage allowed both varsity and junior varsity teams to compete. For Highland and Washington, it's just another opportunity to make improvements. Washington finished with a record of 3-18 overall and 2-8 in the Southeast Conference last season. The good news for the Demons is they bring back all but one player from the 2021-22 season, while also bringing in a strong freshman class. As for Highland, the Huskies finished fourth in the Southeast Iowa Super Conference North standings at 12-11 and 9-7 in the conference. Much like Washington, the Huskies lost just 2 to graduation. They bring back a strong core of players from last year as well. That's the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been Newsbreak, and I will see you next time.